morning.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. You replacing DJ Bell?
I'm actually waiting for DJ.
Oh, you gotta go poke him.
No, it's okay.
Santiago, did anybody talk to you about how the vehicle warmed up in shallow waters?
Yeah, they were just briefing me about that. Yeah. But that's also what the good stuff is for biology. We are 260. Yeah. I think. Did you hear more details? Was it mostly the thrusting that was causing the issues, or just general heating?
Is the 26-degree water temperature just doesn't give us as much liquid cooling as
Right.
colder, and the motor warmed up to pretty bad temperature, created extra comp pressure, and I think the gauge is now out of service.
Uh-oh. I didn't hear that part. And when you say the motor, was the thruster motor?
The hydraulic motor.
Hydraulic motor.
That makes all the thrusters turn.
Yeah, okay. That
And the
includes
manipulators, basket in and out, bio boxes in and out are all hydraulics.
Yeah. So does that mean that using the arm is not an option, or
It
proceed with caution?
means that the vehicle may not deal well when we try to operate, and we can fly through it to recover, but when we stop and work in that warm water, it's damaging.
Oh, damaging. I see. So, given that, do you think that is the best? So to prevent any damage to the vehicle or further damage, do we need to stay deeper, or can we go shallower and maybe just look around and see how?
My instructions weren't that clear, but I guess what we should do is keep an eye on things, and as temperatures, if they start to rise, we'll have to go back down under the lower temperature or recover. Right now, the water temperature at our depth of 250 to 75 is just under 21 C.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, as we get shallower, you will see it climb all the way to 28 C, around 100 meters.
Yeah, and I think the problem there is we just can't. So if we stop and stick lock into something and start using the manipulators, we're using a lot more hydraulic power than we are just kind of putting around here. And that's when the trouble started to occur.
Right. Do you think that if we were to get shallower, but not necessarily using the manipulator, we'll have a better chance of having more time at those depths? Shallower depths?
It didn't go through it, but I could only think that if we went up and tried to work in the same temperature, the same thing would happen.
Oh, work even flying, you mean?
I think we could fly around gently, but if we tried to stop and sample, we'd probably just have the same thing occur.
Right, that's what I was thinking. If we can even just fly and look at things without engaging manipulator, maybe we can have a better chance of having more time looking at things.
Yeah, and how do I get there from here? Which is right up this incline. Yep. And do you want to start going up, Santiago?
Yes, please.
Hey Santiago, do you know where we stand with Niskin bottles?
I do not. Jacob?
Jacob?
Looks as if there is only one taken, like maybe
There's
two.
two.
Two taken. One's in
Yep.
the shadow, and then there's the second one there.
Yeah, so 1 and 2 are taken right now. But 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all open.
Okay. Wait, so one was taken. I have.
There are 4 available.
1,
Okay.
yep.
Did one misfire earlier?
Not sure.
That was no misfire has been conveyed
Okay.
to us.
Okay. Just, it looks like it's crossed out on these notes. Okay. I stopped pumping with 6 and 7.
Okay. Stop pumping for good?
What's that?
You stop pumping with them for good?
Yeah, they have about 270 liters each. And
I'll
it
spin
looks like
around.
she pumped with, looks like all of the pumps except 2 have been pumped through. So I'm holding off right now until we get to a new spot. I wonder if the flow rate's been higher in this shallower area. I actually suspect that maybe the pump performance might be different in shallower water because we've gone through most of the filters already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, and they all have like really large volumes between 120 and 270 liters.
Nice.
And yeah, that usually we're only halfway through the set. And we have
Yeah,
extra for the
Delta's
water
getting all
column, so
tight.
it's really different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, there's not going to be much of a water column during recovery.
You want to reset
Yeah.
Doppler?
So I guess maybe we'll save.
So
take
you want to go to
only like
USBL representing
couple minutes.
position then?
Yeah. What's our estimated, is there an update on our estimated recovery or does it depend on the temperature?
Well, the plan is 0600.
Okay. So I'm going to start then pump 14. So let's think about how we want to use the Niskins then.
Just starting pump 14?
Yeah, I'll start pump 14 starting right now.
Okay.
That looks like a fishing line.
That's a fishing line?
Or actually, let me start both pumps, and then we'll save the do Niskins on the way up, Santiago, or
Does that look like a
what do you
fishing
think?
line?
Yeah, we'll see what the ROV can do. I don't know if you are hearing the conversation, but
Okay.
the engaging manipulator can be challenging at these depths.
Okay. All right, then I'll just start pump 14, and we'll do 15 for the water column. Okay, pump 14.
All right.
So pump 14 started
Okay.
at
Now
242 meters.
that's sample 297.
Do you need volumes for anything?
I do. Just give me a minute.
Quite a bit of fishing line now.
Yeah, could you give me the new volumes for pump 6 and 7?
It's a big bundle of fishing gear right in front
Sure.
of us.
Yeah.
Pump.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
What if we thrust laterally to the east, northeast, I guess? So hopefully, maybe we can get out of the path of the line.
okay. Jacob, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Pump 6. 266-491.
Okay.
And pump 7.
Yep.
273-491.
Mm-hmm.
382.
Thank you.
So yeah, we've got about 270 liters on each of those.
Wow.
It's a lot
So we
of
got
water.
some pretty sporty current going on. That's 100% lateral to port.
So it looks like their
What's that?
highest HVU temp was 76. That they recorded here.
Yep.
And the lower one when we started was about 57. Right now we were hovering around 60, 69.
Yeah, and water temperature's gone up about 2 degrees.
And you're tugging.
What's that?
You're tugging?
I am. Yeah, looks like fishing line everywhere.
Yeah. Going down too.
Yep.
So, if we don't, maybe we pass on the Niskins. Otherwise, which I think is okay. We've got good eDNA, but then we wouldn't get the trace metals and nutrients. So I think that would be the primary reason to fire them. If there's interest in those.
I'm saving, so we only have a few bottles left for trace metals. So I was
Okay.
thinking of saving them for the next seamount dive.
Okay. All right. So let's not do the Niskins then.
Wow, look at all those corals, I guess.
Yeah, you're tugging quite a bit.
So we put a ship move on. Yeah, why don't I sit here and wait?
So, what is the desirable temperature range for the motor?
Santiago, I'm not sure how to answer your question. What I am seeing is right now we're at 69 degrees Celsius and it displays as red, which tells me we're above the normal operating temperatures.
Yeah. I guess, do you have a sense on when to say we can't do this and we gotta either go down and work in cooler water or recover?
Let me turn that up a little bit. I'm not hearing you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was wondering at which point or what would be the temperature indicator that would tell you that we either have to dive deeper to be cooler or recover.
As it's in the red, if I were king of the world, I'd be saying we should go dimper. It just popped up to 70. Which,
Yeah.
I think what was the temperature they mentioned? It was starting to get really bad.
They got up to 76.
76.
Yeah,
and
sounds like
that's when they turned around and went deep.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that was, and what was the number before 76?
70.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was wondering what the comfort level is or the acceptable range is, but I guess we don't know when the thing turns red.
Yeah. And not 100% sure on the guidance on the coloration, because some of these turn red when they're not supposed to. But because it's the motor, it's always good to be safe.
Right. Yeah, of course I don't want to push it to the point of braking. That would be not good. Yeah, because as we get shallower, it's only gonna get warmer. So I'm just thinking if we
go in the shallow, we have to keep moving type of deal.
Right. So not like, yeah. Yeah, I get the part not stopping and sampling. But that
Because
might...
like right now we just came down to 67, 66.
Yeah, there's lots of things. I think maybe the challenge I'm seeing is, you know, maybe hovering in place and I think as Michael was saying, the keeping movement and the flushing of water around the
Well,
housings.
it's not just movement, it's fighting currents too.
Right.
Is sometimes going to put a lot of strain on the system.
Right.
And I think when we saw the 70-degree spike, I had been lateraling to try and get away from the fishing gear.
Yep.
There does seem to be a current going that way.
Yeah.
Which, you know, in some instances can help because I mean it's pushing water around the motor.
Well, the water temp just jumped up to 23.4. I think when we had took the watch, it was 20.6.
Yeah. But the motor is going down. It's consistently around 67, 68.
So I guess from that table, it seems like the concern was raised once the temperature went above 70, correct? So I see.
Yeah, in the higher end of 70 something.
Like 72, like right now. I guess what I'm debating is whether we would just wiser to just drop down and get more bottom time and things done deeper in cooler water instead of trying to struggle to the limit.
Yeah, so whatever we have about an hour.
Right.
So it's one of those things where you can't go too deep because then...
No, not too deep. I was thinking just
you can't go
100 or 200 meters deeper. I mean, the thermocline here is very, very steep, so even making tens of meters deeper makes a difference in the temperature.
It does look like whatever it is we're doing right now seems to be doing okay.
So I'm seeing some interesting edge on the rock just below us, I think. If you look at the down-looking camera, there's like a line. And I see some things hanging from there, probably corals. So I was wondering if we can drop down a couple meters so we can keep that line in view. Yeah, just like that. And then maybe whenever you feel comfortable, If we could do a zoom,
that's cool.
see what we're looking at.
It's the upside down.
Sure, let me go into auto depth here. That works. Let's tilt the camera up a bit. And you want to push down?
They look like corals. They're all upside down.
Having trouble orienting myself to it's
Yeah, I was gonna say, how come DJ's not saying nothing? He should be saying all this stuff.
yeah, we're troubleshooting.
All the shocking stuff.
Would you run the camera a bit? I'm going to keep driving.
Yeah.
And if you just go up and down for Jaina.
Are the lasers crooked? Oh, they've always been that way.
It's interesting on this last sample that I just started a few moments ago, we're getting almost 3 liters a minute. It's almost double what we got in the deeper samples.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because the motors work more or spin faster at warmer temperature, or
Temperature or
there's a pressure effect,
Yeah.
or there's just less stuff in the water.
Yep. Yeah. Could be any of those, or a combination.
So I lost control of the camera's iris. It's stuck on auto iris right now.
Womp womp.
Not sure what to do about that.
So let's go ahead and pull all the way back out. And let's please square up the camera.
Copy.
That may be temperature related.
Maybe you want a bit higher?
What's that?
A little bit higher, or are you good right there?
I'm
Camera, would you like it a little bit higher?
No, that's just fine. I like having a reference.
Let's get a couple shots with Herc with no lights on it. Are you okay with these the down lights off, or would you like them back on?
I'm not noticing it really.
Okay, I'll leave them on for now. Okay, that's good. Is it just Herc?
Yeah, it is.
Why don't we power cycle the camera?
Yeah. The Zeus?
Yes.
The one that's not working properly?
Yep, Zeus.
All right. Then I'll, okay, you're about to lose the camera real quick then.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, here we go. Give it like 10 seconds. Spooky. All right, coming back on. Oh, do we need to do another white balance?
I can manually do it if we need to.
Okay.
Yeah, I still don't have control of it, so we might just need to...
So it might be a controller problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, as you get closer to things, it might get super blown out and there's nothing we can do about that. So we might just have to remain a distance. I still have control of everything else, so just not the iris.
It looks like we're starting to get some of the morning little fishies.
Yeah.
We're all this. If we're at this shallow, we're definitely not going to get any chonkies.
So the hydraulics are not happy. The camera is not happy.
Someone was excited for this. Was excited for this dive.
I think you told me to wait and be excited for the end, so... I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just getting a sense that it's going to be very hard to see or do anything meaningful at this depth.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make the call to go deeper again. Let's see. What if we drop down to 300 meters and see how things look like down there? Gabby, can you give us some directions? Yeah, let's go on the other side, on the somewhere we haven't been to.
Ooh. What is that?
It's a beautiful.
That's beautiful.
It's like very long.
Yeah, go ahead and make the move. I'm just going to back down.
Yeah, it's cool. The tail fin looks like a barracuda, but it didn't. The head didn't look like a barracuda.
So I'll turn off this pump and I'll wait till we get back down to do the last pump.
Sounds good.
Okay, Jacob?
Yep.
Okay, pump stops.
Got it.
Alright, I'm coming down with you.
What's
I'm
that?
going to go mid-water, start driving 230.
Will you be able to give me the volume?
Yes, just
Any turn,
down.
you might want to turn
Okay.
port?
change.
Yeah, you're doing that. Okay, cool.
Okay, the volume is 53021.
Okay. Thank you.
Womp, womp, womp.
And heading 230. And when my altimeter hits, it's showing about 75. I'm doing about 18 meters a minute going down. How far are we going?
Yeah, that's right.
We're going rogue. We're going rogue. We're like, you know what? This dive plan? Forget about it.
Forget it.
We know what's up.
It's more like a dive suggestion.
You're coming to the end of your rope.
Yep. So are you moving? And it's going 230.
How many Herc dives have we
How
had in
long
these
of a
real
move did you
shallow
put in?
depths?
How far of a move did you
No,
put in?
no. This is my first one.
Yeah, I know. I don't know of
Okay.
any.
I've definitely
wanna
done
throw
shallower
another
with other
10?
ROVs, but every system is different,
Mhm.
of course. Some behave okay in warm water, some just don't. That's right, yeah, I just want to get... That's right. Just get deeper and cooler, and hopefully it will be more functional down there as it gets cooler.
It's alright, Herc. We'll get you back where you like to be.
Yeah, it's a deep diving ROV.
We used to have a sub-bottom profiler, and I really liked it. I wish we had it back on.
What's that?
Used to have a sub-bottom profiler. I think it was on it was more on Argus than Atalanta. That way, and it could see the bottom at like 300 meters, and you can just see the bottom rise. It was really nice. I liked it. But not no more.
So we've got to get Argus down around here, because that's where the deep water seems to be. And Herc is already kind of over. I've got 65 meters of water underneath me, and we're at 280, so that's 345, 350. So would like to, we're then probably either going to work laterally or come up a little. So I think, so right now Argus has 34 meters of altitude and it's at 264, and we need another 50 meters of depth. So I'm going to say we're going to bring it over here.
And are we going to be working like further down, or are we going to be working our way back?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I think we probably just want to stay laterally. So I think going up means getting warmer again and unhappiness. My hope is that we'll be at a depth where we can, be stable enough that we can engage thrusters enough that we can look at things and then
And sample.
hopefully sample. Yeah.
Curious how quickly the ROV will cool back down.
Yeah, ambient temperatures already dropped from 23
I'm trying to get back
half
under, but I don't seem to be getting much action.
19.
So I'll stop with a depth.
I was wondering if it would hold residual heat or something.
No,
And try and back up towards...
water wins. Very high heat capacity. It'll strip any heat. There you go.
So I've got 20 meters underneath me.
Let's put a cooling system around the motor.
Had all these Lego robotics teams that have been doing our
I was getting the tether out of the way.
interactions with us. They always ask, what are some problems? What are some challenges? Well, here's one.
Overheating robot.
Say that again, DJ?
I said all the Lego robotics teams that we've been interacting with, their challenge this year is submerged. So talking about challenges of oceanographic research, specifically for ROVs, and they're one of those challenges is or one of the areas that they're looking at are like corals and coral reefs. Well, that would be a tough spot for our ROV to go. So staying cool.
Yeah, environmental, maintain, maintenance, whatever. If you were going to do something like that, we would want something probably not as demanding.
Are they building ROVs with Legos?
Push that way. I'm trying my
They
best to
do.
get back.
Obviously, they're not going into water. They're going to be.
No, but
going into
models.
Jello?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Can they send us pictures?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm imagining. So they just launched their seasons recently in this month. So I bet that over the next few months we'll get lots of pictures because we've interacted with probably 40 or 50 different teams across the
Wow,
country,
tugging,
across the world.
You don't
so.
seem
that's
very
awesome. I want to build an ROV with Legos. I love Legos. I kept all my Legos since from when I was a kid. Now my son has them, and we have so many Legos at home, and I love it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was more of a Lincoln Log kid.
Lincoln Log. Where those, I don't know, I didn't grow up here, or I mean in the US. We had a local brand that was like Legos, but different ones.
These were wooden
Oh, wooden.
block pieces that you could build like log cabins and.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
I have a question here. So our data is publicly available, correct? Like once, so we have a question here asking like how would someone access the data if they were wanting to work on a thesis project or?
Yeah, if you go to the oceanexploration.org website, there's a link on data and data access. And so depending on the kind of data, there's different instructions and ways to access the data. The data from this expedition will take some time to be curated and put in
Sure.
accessible repositories, but yes, ultimately it all becomes publicly available through various repositories. Even the samples are publicly available at natural history museums. In this case, the Museum of Comparative Zoology at Harvard University. So, a researcher that is interested in a particular group of animals that we sample in this expedition can request access to those samples through the museum.
Cool.
The video, for example, is all available through YouTube, but also this like the higher resolution versions are accessible by request to um, through the website and the different forms and procedures for different kinds of data. I've definitely taken advantage of that myself for my research.
Mm.
Yeah, OET does a great job of organizing the data and making it available.
It takes a little time,
I
but
think
it'll
we
eventually get there.
started
Yeah, it takes
talking
time and
about going
effort,
deeper. We targeted 350
dedicated people
meters.
to organize it and maintain it and
That was the target. Yeah, and I
continue
showed
providing
I have
access
that
to it.
under me, but I don't think we have that under Atalanta. Once again, I'd like to have Atalanta south of Greg. So we're going to bring Atalanta to the south of us.
I think it's a bit of a chasing game right now.
And I'm going down.
Follow. Chasing you, chasing me. I gotta hand it to Mike and TJ. The daisy chain is pretty even on the intervals. Previous years, interns and other people would help with doing that. And would be all over the place, myself included. Looks like I'm starting to get a consistent altitude.
Yeah, and it adds up to plenty of water depth at this point.
Yeah. Looks like you're backing
So
up.
I got
I'll
a depth of 320, altitude of 40. That'll put us at about 364 when we get down.
I'll just stop.
I'm still going down.
Yeah.
Delta's 30.
It just looks like you're, like I'm moving above you, so I just want to give you that extra space.
Yeah, and bottom in sight. So it's not 350, it's just so steep that
DJ, this was your chance to see the bottom again.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I was looking at the screen or looking at the questions.
so I'm going to back out and come down some more.
Copy. I'll hold. Since you're right underneath me.
like I've got about 30 meters under me.
When we have a chance, can we try and power cycle the Zeus cam again to see if that does anything for me?
Yes.
I still don't have control of the iris.
Copy.
And water temp's down to 14.75.
And we're down to like a 63.
63 degrees on the motor temp. So I think what I'm going to do is do a quick landing here, stick lock in, and we'll give the camera a power cycle.
Alright, let me know when you're good to go and I'll power cycle that.
And let's go ahead and nose in here.
We'll do another 10 second off.
Yeah, just give me a little bit more.
I'll come down. I'll go a little bit faster.
Well, I've got good Doppler. Do you want to go ahead and reset the Doppler and go back to Doppler tracking?
Doppler is reset.
Roger that. And do you want to switch over to source for Doppler?
It's in dead reckoning.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you good for HD reset?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
you got it.
shut off the HD cam.
Copy. One.
And we'll give it 30 seconds. And that was 30 seconds. I'm going to turn it back on. Magic?
Yeah, I have like, it's still being weird. I have like some control, so it'll work.
Let's see, we had some ROV trouble, we had Atlanta trouble, we had
All right,
camera
we're
trouble.
360 meters deep. The water's a little cooler. Santiago, would you give us some instructions on how to proceed?
Yes, so I would like, let's see, does the,
And would you
trying
put
to
the heading
see
up
where
on
we've
the wall,
been.
maybe?
Gabby?
Match up my heading? Or,
Which wall?
you want to match my heading?
In the nav screen,
Yep.
the red lines are Herc or the ship?
The ship, the gray screen, you know, in the nav G,
No, on the survey,
in the survey, the black lines.
black lines.
There's black lines or there's red lines?
Yeah, the black is
Oh, I
the
guess
ship.
it was 10.
Black is the
Correct.
ship and red is a Herc.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been towards the west. What if we move to the east? So.
Yep.
Seems like the ship's already over that side. So I was gonna suggest Tito to move laterally to the east.
I'm on I just made a 10-meter move in auto XY to the east.
Also, west is where we were seeing the fishing line, so east should be better.
Okay. We can move east.
So there were a bunch of fishing lines.
Huh?
There were a bunch of fishing lines.
Yes. When we were struggling shallower, we tried to lateral to
We
the
can move in
left,
heading
which is
105
west
laterally.
northwest, and we saw a lot of fishing lines. So that's another
Stay
reason
the
why we had to stay
same.
clear of
Go on the other east.
The wall.
getting too close
Yeah,
to the
go
wall.
east.
Yeah.
I see.
Starting pump
He
15.
wants to move east laterally, not up and down.
Got it.
Yeah. Let's do lateral and see how we do first.
I watched a couple hours after our watch, and then I went to bed, and haven't seen it since I sat down in the
You
chair.
can do 100, heading
I went
100.
immediately to bed after our watch.
Oh, you missed
terrain,
a beautiful
lateral
Tina
to
4.
starboard,
Oh,
which is
really?
right around
Yeah,
100.
like,
Okay.
it was cool.
Uh,
Probably double the span of Herc.
You can see by
Like,
the track line.
really?
Bioluminescent running through it. It was
Wow.
very cool.
That's
I say
awesome.
we give, because we're still kind of shallow, we can wait on the move.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just about to
Okay, say it
hit
again.
a good spot
We're
when
still kind of
we
shallow.
ended our
we can
watch.
wait
And
on a move.
Okay, perfect. I'll wait
last
for
thing I
her.
saw,
Do you want me
sure
to
my
back
ass
up a little
was
bit?
I
an
actually
outcrop.
think that's
There was a
perfectly
few
fine.
corals
Okay.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just kind of track.
Oh, and I saw, yeah, they
See,
kept
he's about
going a little
12
bit, and
meters from the
they
wall.
encountered the base of this carbonate wall. And then, yeah. But this view of kind of the carbonate, sometimes you will probably see some like
I think this is a
very
good
exposed
distance,
rock
20,
without any
27
sediment. It's
meters. And I'll
pretty
probably go down
typical
a little
of
bit.
these depths in tropical regions and
This
seamounts
is
that get
pretty good.
this shallow. I think we were talking about that yesterday. The carbonate shelf can be a couple hundred meters thick.
I'm good for a move whenever now.
And for some reason,
Oh,
corals
yeah.
and sponges don't really like to settle on this. It could be because it's not very stable. Carbonate dissolves, or can dissolve in seawater. So maybe it's not a very stable environment.
Mm.
Nav, that's sample 298.
298.
But once you get into the photic zone, so where photosynthesis can happen, you start seeing, again, increased abundance of corals and sponges and life in general. I think that's likely due to that possibility of doing photosynthesis and accessing extra energy that may be required
I
to
see.
maybe either grow faster or maybe modifying the substrate to make it more stable. I don't know. I think it's one of those big questions that I've been very interested in recently, is to understand what limits the development of communities over this kind of substrate. We do see little things, you know, little squat lobsters, little anemones. Every once in a while, be a lone coral. But it's certainly not the same kind of community that we see over a more stable volcanic substrate.
Bridge nav. Can we step 20 meters, heading 100?
There's that guy.
Whoa.
He just kind of flew in out of nowhere.
And that was a Tina 4?
That's what we were talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see the Tina 4 structures there. The Rose of Celia, yeah. Wow, that's really cool.
As soon as that move's done, let's do a 120 20 meters.
20 meters.
So Atalanta's 10 meters from the wall.
Yep.
I'm 20.
Is that 20?
It's
Yeah.
20.
So, okay.
Yep.
And I'm facing 75. Heading. Is there something else? Is that a rock coming up to the right? It should be interesting.
Lots of little fish.
It's probably a little bit higher for you. Right in here in the center.
You mean in the water?
Mm-hmm.
Fish?
Oh, yeah.
They look like gnats.
No, there's something in the wall. Oh, is that a rock? I don't know. I can't tell. It's like weirdly dark.
Is that a rock? Yeah, see those broken pieces of carbonate roll downhill.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
It's a
looks like a
rock.
rock.
It's like a really cool looking rock.
The dark one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just. I thought it was like a skeet at first or something.
Yeah, yeah, I can see
Oh.
what you mean. Yeah.
It was hard to tell on the cinema cam. And it looked like a shadow. I'm like, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We really need a batfish this watch. It's been hours since we've seen one.
You want to see a batfish? That's the gnome looking one?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh.
So if you could get one of those, that'd be great.
I think we'd like to
Move
keep
another
this lateral
120.
and walk,
Yeah, fish
so
is like playing with
Yeah.
the
I
lasers.
don't think you need to do
So-
the 120. You're correct about the
I'm
distance.
freaking
I think we
out.
need to close the distance.
Okay.
We do need to keep moving.
Yep, we're just finishing the step. Bridge nav. We step 20 meters, heading 100. We're going 0.2 knots.
You say these look like gnats. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they're just like buzzing around.
Like, get out of my face.
What's that? Come to that
Go ahead,
rock.
push.
Is that an urchin?
What?
Or an
Under the
anemone?
rock?
It's an urchin.
Wow, looks like an urchin.
Yep.
Halve it. First try.
It's cruising.
You can't even see it really well in the cinema cam. It just looks like a dark rock. Not the cinema cam, the stereo cam.
So let's see, it looks like this is the area that's a bit less steep and probably why we see more sediments. Can we move maybe like 20, 30 meters shallower, so move north against those tighter contours? I bet that's what the steeper terrain that we were seeing earlier begins.
Okay, so you want to go 20 meters up the terrain.
That's right.
And delta or Z or X and Y?
Z.
All right, so we're
I don't
at
know what it is.
356, so we're going to come up to 336.
And then, yeah.
Yes. Up.
might need to make a move towards the wall.
That's 346.
Or maybe not. Yeah, we will. Oh, look at that change.
Yeah, that's the base of the wall.
Wow.
And that's 336.
Bridge nav. Can we step 10 meters, heading 040?
So this is the edge, bottom edge of, I guess, of at least of the part of the carbonate shelf that we can see. It's like that. It's deeper, and we just see in the accumulation of broken off pieces of the wall and sediment eroded from it that accumulates over the slope. But
Yeah, I like how on the radar it's just, yeah, this is just a wall.
yeah,
Like you could, it's like
And
bright
would
pink.
you like to continue moving off to the east?
yeah. Let's do a little bit of east, see if we see anything along this base, and then maybe we can do like a broad zigzag
Broad zigzag.
up. I mean, I know we don't want to get too shallow because we'll be in the same troll as before, but then we can do laterals as far as you can go with it there, and then
Is that
move a
broad
couple meters
zigzag, just
shallow.
an S?
A broad zigzag is just an S?
Yeah, is that just
Maybe.
There we go.
Depending on
why
how
don't we
the
do
sharp
something
it
like
is.
50 meters to the east, 10 meters up, 50 meters to the west, 10
Exactly,
meters up, 50
yeah.
meters to the
That
east.
sounds great.
Gotcha.
Like a vertical photogrammetry.
So right now we're bringing Adelanta
Okay.
a little closer to the wall as far, right? We're bringing
just a little bit.
Adelanta north just a bit.
Yes,
And
we
as soon
are.
as that move's finished, we'll start a move to the east.
Just another 5 meters to go. And then we'll
Roger
proceed
that.
in heading just directly 090 for 50 meters.
wall. Are these like wall type of like dives where we're just kind of tracking the wall and stuff like that? We usually get the most interesting things sometimes.
Yeah.
It does get scary sometimes when something like an outcrop comes out of nowhere that isn't on the radar, and we have to get out of the way like super fast because we're in the middle of a move or a swing. But the risk is worth it. Probably because I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, so one interesting thing about carbonate is that
Alright,
as it
ship's in
erodes, it
position.
makes all these intricate
So I can
caverns and
proceed
caves and
for
holes and cracks.
090.
Yeah, I wonder, like, because this looks like prime real estate for, like, little critters to kind of live in.
Right. Lots of condos.
You know.
Looks like a climbing wall.
Yeah, that, yeah.
Yeah, and this is why, you know, this kind of habitat is good for fish. You know,
Or
why
like a perfect,
hence the
like,
interest in
niche,
fisheries.
Yeah.
'Cause there's lots of places for fish to hide,
I'm going to start the first step.
Oh, yes, please.
fish homes,
Bridge nav.
and other critters. Those come to feed, you know, find those quad lobsters and
Can
other
we step
little
30
animals that we
meters,
see.
heading 090?
And it looks like we got a bit of a current.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a curve, too, if you look at the Adelanta sonar.
Well, the same
Okay.
reason why, you know, deep sea corals and sponges make good
But
habitats
90
for
should be
fish
fine.
sometimes and other invertebrates, is because they provide this three-dimensional habitat complexity, like the one we see here in the carbonate.
There seems to be a current.
this was
that means they
ancient
can go
reef?
down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's a I guess a combination of things like corals, as I was saying, with coralline algae that also secrete calcium carbonate, and other animals that do the same. And so over time, those layers build up and make up these big shelves. And you know, also factor in sea level change over tens of thousands of years. So sometimes we know that over glacial periods, the sea level was much lower. You know,
Mm-hmm.
some places as low as 200 meters lower. And so you can imagine that giving opportunity for top of the seamounts to be closer to
Yeah.
the surface, so more photosynthesis is happening, and as the sea level rises, so right now we're in a interglacial period where sea level is higher than it was, 10, 20,000 years ago. And so the corals and algae and other creatures kind of keep up with that.
I see.
And so they keep building to stay close to the sun.
Say again?
Do you think there would have been any like ancient shorelines along this feature?
What am I? I'm at 30 right now.
This depth, yeah. I bet that
If
the
we do
top
it 90?
parts would have been exposed.
We should still be away from the wall.
It also, the other factor is the geologic evolution of this seamount. I'm not sure about the history, but it could have been
I'll try to center
volcanically active
Herc in
within
there
that
if you
same
wanna
span, so also
push.
growing, from the bottom. Again, that's just a possibility. I don't know the history of
You wanna
this
zoom?
particular seamount.
That's a great shot.
But this formation of this carbonate shells is, as I was saying, very
And
typical
you
of
want to shut off butt line?
tropical, subtropical
Oh, yeah.
seamounts where
Yeah, I could do that.
you can have the formation of reefs.
It's these kind of dives that Atlantis shines.
Yeah, look at that view, Herc. Wow,
Yeah.
so cool.
Oh, that is a good Herc view. Okay, I'll tag it.
That like threw me off. There you go. That's a good delta.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull back out and pay attention to our delta again.
Yeah. Sometimes when when the conditions are
that's the
perfect.
shot, yeah.
When conditions are
And
perfect,
as
sometimes
long
I
as
get
we got the current and the lateral.
yeah.
That was beautiful. Nice work.
Sometimes when conditions are perfect, I can get like an underneath shot, but those are rare. Now that's what I call blue steel.
Oh, you should have had me spin around and flex.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Jacob, can you
Nothing
make a
fancy,
note of
y'all. Nothing fancy.
video highlights from the
With the arm
Atlanta
underneath
camera
the camera, kind of like a please.
of Herc on the wall?
That'd be funny.
I
Herc
can do
is
that.
an influencer.
Yep.
Can you do that again?
Yeah, do I have it on camera? They have it on camera. No screen cap it, I'm sure. I just thought it was really funny. I mean, it's not going to be the picture of the spider that was, twisting its mustache, but
Very true. That was
pretty
that was
devious.
epic.
Bridge nav.
So it's getting
We step 20 meters, heading 095.
closer to sunrise, so all the fish might be going back to sleep. Have they been more active through the night?
Some, yeah.
Well, it's starting to get morning.
Some species are more active at night. Some are more active during the day. So
What is? Oh, that must be the tether in the radar. That's cool.
no, we haven't seen too many fish. Just those little fish.
Yeah, the little bitty ones.
Oh, and that big one that swam by as we were going down.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, we were troubleshooting temperature.
Oh, temperature.
So these kind of shelves also form along shorelines of islands and continents in tropical and
There's
subtropical
a fish
regions.
coming up. To you, it's on your
Oh,
right.
there's some line.
It's gonna have to jump in. There it is.
Oh
Lots
yeah,
of fishing gear.
line.
And,
Wire.
And some fishing lines, so you might want to back up.
well, let's stop and move there.
There it is. That's a bright colored fish.
Let's stop the ship's move.
Jacob,
that?
it would be also good to
Let's
make
stop the ship's move.
to log the observations
nav.
of fishing line.
Oh wow, it's going up quite a bit.
Can you hold here? Hold in the ship.
You can see in the cinema cam that it's quite a bit of fishing line.
Well, let's go ahead and go to a real delta.
Copy. Put your lights back on.
And I think I'd just like to start working off to the west now.
Can head to the west.
Yeah.
All right.
That was good. Kind of like, well, time to go back.
And just proceed in heading 270.
And I'm going to just come down a little bit. We came across at 335. I'm going to go down to 325 for the
Copy that.
return trip. And you can see the fishing gear and the bubble gam.
Bridge nav.
Looks so
Traced
cold.
up 20 meters,
What
heading
is,
270.
Up at the top of the screen there.
Yeah.
I think you saw that too, Michael, didn't you?
What?
I thought that was a gasp, like you saw a fish. But maybe it was just me.
I did not see anything.
Maybe we'll see him on the return.
I say we got another half an hour of bottom time.
Okay. I think the current plan is good. We'll keep surveying the wall.
You're starting
Sorry,
to
getting
tight.
a little ahead of you there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just gonna come back. a
Jacob,
little
do you
bit.
know what can make those vertical lines on the carbonate surface?
Yeah, a little scary.
I do not.
What sea
Something-
monster did that?
Big claws just took a...
The question is it falling down?
Kraken comes and scratches the
Yeah.
spider. It's like a cat. Scratching post.
I didn't see that tether.
Well, I don't hear anybody else giving any suggestions on what it is, so
Yeah, do we have
scratching
the ship
post it
moving
is.
to the west?
It's moving.
The carbonate can erode in some really strange
Yeah.
ways.
I think because it's right over the same track line, I wasn't seeing the dots.
So for example, most of Florida is carbonate shelf. Same in the Yucatan Peninsula. So those are areas that were built on places like this. And that's why you see like big aquifers, underground aquifers,
Oh,
systems
I
of
see.
caverns.
Uh-huh.
So with this heading, we're not going to have any recovery issues because it doesn't get that shallow
And they will
as far as
You know,
doing
you
3
have
tenths
those
ahead. Is that
famous
correct?
places for scuba diving, which is just
Um,
caves that go for kilometers. And some of that end
you
up in the ocean.
To track a line?
Oh,
Yeah.
Or,
So when we go into recovery mode and
Yep.
on the way up, we're going to want to make the ship go ahead. It looks to me from looking at the contour lines that it stays pretty deep.
yeah, we'll have to go this way. If we want to,
So
Yeah,
if we were
let
to
me look.
come back up at 19 meters a minute, it's approximately 17 minutes to top.
always have them go like 10 degrees south of the heading. Instead of dead ahead, we can have them, and I'm guessing their heading is right around 105,
Yeah.
110. We could have them go 120, because having us offset to port a little bit is a good thing.
Okay.
When, I don't know if you remember last night, we were really struggling to get between the goalposts.
Yep. I know Rennie is going to come up and do the recovery. So he's planning to get up and he wanted to do it.
Go for the shallow.
Yep. Just because it's kind of a different terrain.
Yeah, but we're not over the shallow no more. So you could be like, Rennie, I got this.
In the shallow.
It's 2024, believe in me.
Bridge nav. We move 20 meters, heading 270.
That's another cool view of Herc.
Yeah, that's a t-shirt right there.
A t-shirt, yeah.
We can always get Samantha to draw something up.
Can we push on these scratches? Just so uniform.
Yeah. I wonder if it's from like
Yeah,
a
that's
shear.
weird.
It's got to be erosion, right?
Actually, it looks more like it's a bump than it
Yeah,
is
I
a
think,
scratch.
yeah, it's raised.
Right? Yeah. Didn't see that from a distance.
So maybe it's like
Can't get him
pockets or
scratches.
something
Channel.
in formation, or well, if these are like volcanic, so maybe it's just kind of like things falling as things are drying.
Yeah, but this is definitely not volcanic.
It's
Or
not
No, this is carbonate.
carbonate. Oh, then I have no reference for that. My knowledge stops there when it comes to geology.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
mine too.
It's not cool? All right. Carbonate. Whatever. I think that's my countertop. No, that's granite. Oh, Jacob, you can answer this. You're a geologist, right? When does a pebble become a rock, and when does a rock become a boulder?
Wait, what was your question?
When does a pebble become a rock, and a rock become a boulder?
I think they're both rocks, right?
Is it like a
Bridge nav.
all squares are rectangles, and then all rectangles are squares type of deal?
I think it all
Can we
depends how
step
fast
20
you
meters,
can
heading
after you pick it up.
280?
I'm not sure how I'm qualified to
So
answer
I'm going
that.
to go with Net's rock this morning was a boulder.
But yeah, there are terms for different sizes, right? Like pebbles and cobbles and boulders.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it looks like we have a little bit of
Yeah, I
emerald
just
too.
kind of wonder, like, where is the cutoff for,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and those definitions?
Nice.
This is part of a general exam, Jacob.
Isn't this part of your
Qualifying
something?
exam.
This is this is harder than your committee will ever
Yeah,
be.
right there. I'm going to keep laterally a little bit because we have a couple more. In
There's some coral.
Oh, there's corals.
Are they dead?
big one, right?
Unalived.
Well, it also could be. Well, it very, we did reset a couple times, so on the camera. So maybe it just looks off.
So one thing that I also noticed that is interesting, I think you may be seeing here, is that you see this darker rock here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was referring to this last night, but iron manganese can also precipitate on carbonates. So sometimes we see carbonates with light or thick iron manganese crusts, and what I've noticed is that corals tend to settle on those more.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, fish.
Oh, ship's still going?
Ships in movement.
And how
there
much
are
does it have?
so many
12
little
meters.
fish.
12 meters.
It's like a nursery. And see, look at all of them on the left side of the screen.
So I say about another 10 minutes before we start coming out.
Yeah, I see water shimmering here.
What? Where?
Oh, just in the water column. This is an indication of the steep thermal gradient that we see that we have in the water column. So the thermocline, you can have layers that are literally centimeters
Is
of
it?
different density.
Is it?
Fish.
Is that a
Oh,
chunky?
is it? Is it?
It sure is.
Yeah.
Actually, if you push
Every
back out, I'll
watch.
try to get a little closer. Would you push the porch all the way out?
Pushing the porch.
I think this is a bit of an overhang, so maybe I... Oh, now I lost the fish. There he is, way down there. Is that all the way out?
That is all the way out.
Tell me if you think I'm going to bump the light bar.
It doesn't look like you are from where I'm at.
All right.
Is it really a fish? I can't.
Yeah, that's really close.
No, it's not a fish.
Oh, no, he's
No.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great. What an illusion.
It's a piece of fluff.
an illusion.
Deflating.
That was totally looked like a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was certain. Yeah.
Unless it was, and it's like, don't look
Can
at
we
me.
push right in on that?
Master of disguise.
No kidding.
Wow.
So, dead sponge?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well,
That's something.
You were excited for the excitement is what matters, right?
All right, and porch back in, please.
got my hopes up.
There's a squat lobster to the right, though.
Yeah, there was some corals over
Or
here.
it just went into a little hole.
I was curious about that one on top. Looks like a weird crinoid.
What are you crying about? Waka, waka.
There it is. Jacob, do you know what samples have been collected?
Yep, just let me take a look. So, we had a sea pen, white snail, octocoral, pernoid, pink
Would you like
soft
the porch
coral,
back in?
yellow coral, another pink coral, purple
Tito,
coral,
would you like the porch back in?
Yes, please.
and 2 rocks. So,
All right, the porch
Okay.
back in.
quite a bit of coral and yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That's too much.
Yep.
And so, let's
Yellow coral, pink coral.
So we're going to come up 10 meters and start going to the east again?
Yes, we can go 10 meters.
We got about a couple more
I'm
minutes.
gonna guess maybe yellow coral is one of these.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. see.
I can try to back up in C-Log and see if we can
All right, yeah,
look
we
at
can.
it.
Forgot that we have that option.
Ah. Octocoral, was the yellow coral.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Never seen so much overhang ever. It's just very wild. All right, we're at 320.
I think last year, one time we were coming up, and an overhang came up
Oh, it's
Right
a big coral
out of
coming at top
nowhere.
left.
to the point where we had to hurry up, rush down, come back out, and go back up.
Is it coral to the left?
Yeah,
There
top
it is.
left.
Coral to the left, coral to the right, coral to the left.
Yeah, I see this darker rock here. This is what I was referring to. Very likely has a coating of iron manganese. And
Oh, so we've been looking at manganese coated?
yeah,
Whoa.
what is this coral?
Now, where's your porch at again, please?
Portunel.
I'll see if I can. A nice steady shot.
There's
of
a
this
fish on the
coral.
right too.
Bridge nav. We step 10 meters, heading 000.
Are its polyps already in?
I can tell. I think we need a zoom to figure this one out. So this is the depth range that we probably know the least about wild leaves in terms of corals and benthic organisms, because as you can see, it's shallow. It's tends to be too shallow for deep diving ROVs to work in.
And too deep for shallow water.
Yeah, shallow water work. Like scuba is way too deep for that. So we have, oh, looks like a primnoid. Just strange.
I'm coming back up.
Yeah, I think it's a primnoid. I wonder if this is a primnoid that they collected.
Bridge nav. Can we hold here?
Let's see.
Primnoids tend to be more slender. I mean, this is a primnoid, but most species of primnoids tend to be a lot
Yeah,
more
push
slender.
back in, please.
The branches are. This one is interesting because these branches are thick. Or they have the appearance to be thick. Maybe it's the
This
polyp
is
density.
the best picture I can
Oh,
find of what we...
okay. What depth was that?
That was... that's probably a better question for Jacob.
Or what time?
Sample 296
Yeah. What time was it collected?
at 14... I don't know.
You don't know.
Can we push?
This is here.
1414. So 1414.
About 2 hours ago.
About the same depth. So I bet this is probably what was collected earlier. Or same
Yeah, it was
type.
collected at 362 meters.
Yeah, so within 50 meters. I think it's very likely something like this. So I don't think we need. It's a high priority for sampling, but it's a good observation. But you see, Tito, do you see the different color rock here is darker?
Yes.
That is the good real estate for corals like this one to settle on, because that means that that rock has been stable for long enough that things can grow. So if you're able to follow that kind of darker rock patch,
Sure.
see where it leads us, I bet we'll see some more.
The east.
Will do. 090.
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
And then sometimes we can also see
3.20
exposure volcanic
meters
rock
and
kind of like
090.
poking out of the carbonate. But this to me looks just like carbonate coated with iron manganese.
Wait, are we following the line?
I wonder why some of these rocks get manganese coating and others don't. Isn't it just kind of settling?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. But I imagine that. Oh, there's a fish here. Let me see.
Something
You
just
see it?
ejected.
I think imagine maybe a combination of a couple things. One, it might be
And how about a push?
that the specific composition of the carbonate here may be more resistant to erosion, and so it enables the precipitation of that iron manganese
I don't have
coating.
copper.
So that maybe they did all get a coating, but some areas it eroded and some areas it didn't?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's try that again.
But that's just an idea. I don't know. A hypothesis. But I just
I mean, that makes sense. I think there are, I know there's different types of carbonate, like aragonite, and
right.
just I think, let's see,
So we're
it's
going to
kind
have
of
to
the
go
only one I
up or
remember,
down to
but
follow this.
some are more
darker
stable than
material.
others, so it makes sense that the more resilient
also
types of
running out.
carbonate would remain intact and accumulate like that iron manganese crust, while
Right.
others would kind of erode.
Yeah, you can see that very well. You see these patches of uncoated and coated here. Obviously, slabs of carbonate that have the coating can break off, and then you see this exposed underlying carbonate without the coating.
Another picture for you. There you go.
Yeah. So when I have had to work in areas that have this kind of terrain, that's the kind of patches that I'm looking for to have
Interesting.
coral and sponge colonization like the ones we just saw. So a couple of those primnoids that are large.
So, we want to start talking about ascending soon.
So I think we got a 15-minute ascent at
15
20
minute?
meters a minute. So
Okay.
we've got another 10 or 12 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay.
Come on, Chonix.
So here's a question for ROV team. As we think about ascending, I know we're discussing that. What is the possibility of ascending with bottom inside?
20 meters a minute, 0.
Zero?
We have to get in layback mode behind the vessel and drive the vessel ahead at 0.3 knots.
Ooh.
So
Oh, I thought that was net.
literally
But
there's no chance of that.
Can
Okay.
we
Okay.
can we ascend without having to track a line forward?
That's kind of our procedure.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just wondering.
Can we do a zoom on this black thing on the coral? I think that's a basket star. Yes, it is a basket star.
Let's push.
Ooh.
So this is a type of brittle star, ophiroid.
Looks like it eats corals.
No, they usually
Just hang
don't.
out,
They are suspension feeders, so they're what? So you imagine a typical brittle star. This is a brittle star, but the arms keep branching and branching like a fractal, and so
That's crazy.
they tend to open them up completely at night and capture particles. So right now it's kind of they're not completely extended, but they're not also closed up. Normally when you see them closed up, they look like a ball, like a monkey fist ball.
Definitely Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
What's that red coral that's over there too?
Little piece of bubblegum.
Maybe. It's kind of small.
Some type of gorgie.
Something like gorgeous.
Something gorgeous.
It's like a precious coral, a little bit.
Could be. Very small. It's like 2 centimeters. Oh, that's a bigger piece of, oh, maybe it's just a piece of that. This one that broke off.
Yep.
Oh.
Just above.
I love those basket stars.
Yeah. Me too, they're so cool.
I wonder if they saw the corals and were like, we could do that.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
And quick push.
That's
And urchin.
another type of pencil urchin.
Careful.
Yeah.
Do you think it just rolls up the hill? Or does it fall
I
and
think,
latch on?
Looks like it's climbing. And you can see the patches of dark rock just getting just above us, a bit shallower. Yeah, it seems so interesting because you see these patches of kind of maybe harder carbonate in layers, and you know that also a reminder that these carbonate shelves accumulate vertical over time, so they have different strata. So it has a stratigraphic record of how it was accumulated and built, and we're seeing just a face of it.
Looks like another coral hanging out under that rock.
Can we go back to USBL for kind of wondering why the vehicle's not moving? Thanks.
Tito, what do you think? Do you think we can fire a couple of Niskins here?
Sure.
That would be great.
I'm going to ask Michael to do that, as I don't have a bottom lock, so I can't just put the vehicle. But Michael, would you pop a couple Niskins with the craft?
Yeah. Fire the Niskins.
So I think Jacob, can you confirm which Niskins have not been fired? Or rather, which ones have been fired?
Have been fired. 1 and 2 have been fired.
Okay, so we can go for 3 and 4.
Yep.
What was that? 3 and 4?
And what depth were they fired?
Let me check.
.520 and 157.
That's got it.
520, 150. Oh, perfect. This will be in between.
Yeah, and while you're at it, let's pitch the plates.
Okay.
Craft power is on. 10 seconds for your
Another good view of
comms to
Herc
come up.
from Atlanta.
And hey, let me turn so we can watch.
Yeah. You can actually see the Niskins from Atlanta.
All right, coming online.
And can we zoom in on the Niskins?
Yeah, good idea. They doing a highlight? Yeah.
Let's cycle the craft again.
Annette, can you see Atlanta's camera? We're gonna be able to see,
Yes.
hopefully, the Niskin process triggering the Niskins. Good footage for when we talk about sampling water with Herc.
Yeah. Shows how it's done.
It's not seem to be communicating.
I'm not familiar with that screen. That's weird.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
So, which Niskins are we planning on firing? 3 and 4?
3 and 4.
3 and 4, okay.
Comms failure manipulator on auto hold. The only other thing to do is reset the thing. But to do that, there's like a craft switch. Should I reset it?
Oh, we've done that twice.
There's a craft switch right here.
Go ahead.
Can you get that switch, please? Yeah. Let me, real quick.
And can we zoom on the Atalanta
Yeah, go
camera?
ahead. Turn it on.
And I'm going to haul up to just get the tether out.
And turn it back on. Go to close settings.
Got it? All right, I'm going to tilt your camera back over.
Alright, there you go.
Why don't we just do a 10th instead of 3/10?
Yeah, what's up?
Want to just do a 10th instead of 3/10?
I think we can do 0.2. We just did the math, so we got enough runway for 0.2 knots, like an hour and a half. So that'll be plenty of time by the time we get here.
We'll be recovering in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
So we got plenty of time. Great.
We weren't going to have a runway.
You said
If we were
3 and 4?
Yes, please.
Right. So are you good with the current setup at the EK, though? As long as you're good, I'll mark it up.
Tip.
There it goes.
Just a tip. It's easier to do it with the wide ones. Just
That's
And that's sample. Those are samples 299 and 300.
Thank you so much. We actually made it to 300.
Look at that.
We did.
We did.
All
Woohoo!
right. Great team.
So we got 100, 200, and 300.
All of them.
Nice. Can we make it to 400s?
I could skip a few.
We got a couple more
We're
times.
going to extend the cruise by a few days. So let's go ahead and bring Atalanta's heading around to oppose mine. 0 wraps. And I'm going to start flying ahead.
Copy.
And you can start the ship moving ahead.
All right, we'll be tracking the line forward.
You're good
Bridge
to go here.
nav.
I'm going to go ahead and come out of auto heading. And,
Can we start tracking line forward at 0.2 knots?
We got it.
And can we also secure tanks, enable air tuggers, and let me know when captain is present. We're starting our ascent. ETA is still top of the hour at 6 a.m.
Turning off pump 15.
Okay.
Oh, would you pitch plates? I forgot
Oh,
all
you want me
about
to
that.
gotcha.
Tilt
All right.
down. I gotcha. And
Porch
I'm
out.
gonna put the porch out. Put it up on.
I don't think I've ever done this.
There's some shell in the basket.
Oh, I think that's a piece of a Nautilus that they were trying to collect.
That makes sense. Yeah, you find Nautilus shells around here often.
Annette, would you be able to give me the
Wondering if
sample
they saw any live ones.
volume?
140,
Yeah, would be cool.
178.
I doubt it. They're kind of elusive.
Mm-hmm.
Some cat food will help.
Yeah, it would. If it has an owl that eats cat food.
Can we do a water column Niskin at, say, 100 meters or 50
Yeah,
meters?
seems likely we can. Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Looks like I got both of them.
Yes, please.
Super.
All right,
Nice,
here we go.
nice grab.
Watch your head.
And then, what?
We're going to do it at 100 meters.
Okay, so I'll just go ahead.
So let's just, I'll go ahead and get the auto going. You can just hang on to that.
Annette, were you thinking about doing 2 Niskins, our last 2?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Oops, a little fast.
Deck is in his control.
And that's 34. Gotta say we're gonna make 22.
Deck, we are making our ascent. We're currently at 277 meters, and we're going to put a stop at
Looking good.
100 meters for a Niskin sample, and then we'll continue ascent.
Oh, we're gonna do that on the fly. We're just gonna do that on the fly, if that's all right, as we pass 100 meters. Front row to science. We'd like to do the 100-meter Niskin on the fly.
Okay.
Copy.
Should I prep? Tito, should I prep then?
What's that?
Should I get in position then? Just so we
Yeah,
can do
why
it?
not? Just let me give you a little bit over there to see what you're doing. I'm going to bring the porch up. And coming to the left to give you a view. So tilting up. So we're going to go for 5 and 6 when we hit 100 meters.
Yes. 5 and
Yes.
6.
and it.
Streaming nicely.
Yep.
So we have samples in all 16 filters.
We will after we do these, yes.
Okay. I am gonna go and make some labels.
All right. The samples, the sheet should be up to date if you need to see what the labels are. So.
Okay.
Did you cert pump number 16, or is there a...
No, there's no 16.
Okay.
So we're done except for the Niskins.
Okay.
They start at
Cool.
0,
Yep.
so they go 0 to 15.
Check this
Okay.
is control.
Got it.
Just a little easier to line up. Has more area to catch.
There was a coral
This is control.
that they sampled that needs to be processed first. Do you remember which of those samples it was? Because it would oxidize pretty quickly. One of the yellow ones.
Yep, the yellow octocoral in slurp number 4. It just says priority. Yeah. Just says priority sampling, so. Yeah.
Just remembered them talking about that after watch. So.
Go for nav. Copy all, thank you.
Unless they sign their name to it, they're anonymous. Some people do. So. Yeah, they haven't been signing their name lately.
You can get me one of these so I can practice at home. You
Bet
start
you
doing the
think-
dishes again? No.
So I used to take a setup with a slightly smaller craft we called the hybrid that was built for the Nereus ultra deep vehicle, and I used to take that in HPU and a master to schools and teach the kids how to use it. Brought it to a couple museums, a robot block party,
Robot block party.
at the Museum of Science in Boston. So
Ain't
we
no
brought
party like a robot.
the Nereus, which was our ultra deep going vehicle. We had a little bit smaller of a craft arm, but I used to go do demos all the time. And I think at the MIT museum, I had something like 300 kids try it in one day.
Can't go wrong with robots. Robots and party robots.
But I could fit just about everything in the back of a pickup truck.
See, that's why you get a pickup truck. That's why you get a pickup truck.
No, it was the
Stuff like that. Not raised status. I'm not the biggest fan of big cars and trucks, especially SUVs.
So are we just going to trip one Niskin or both?
I think they want both, correct?
Yes, both,
Yep.
please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So how about we start at 105 and I bet you if,
I think I could do it. I think I could get down there before we get to 90. Or at least that's the challenge.
so you got to 105 to 95. That's about 30 seconds. How's that?
I believe in you.
That makes one of us.
Okay, 115, so a few seconds. Wait. And are you getting ready?
Yeah, I'm on it. I don't think
Alright,
it's rigged properly.
on my mark. Let's see what you got. That's
pulled.
popped.
Done.
And the
Okay.
one underneath it.
Pop.
And
Oh,
done.
Yeah.
Done
very nice
and
work.
Awesome.
dusted.
Nice.
Boom.
Thank you so much.
3 meters to spare.
I timed you. That was 10 seconds. 10.12.
That's great.